YouTube, greetings to you guys. Man, I haven't made a video like this in a while. I'm gonna do a little talking. I'm gonna run my mouth today. Let me sit down. I know most of you don't. I know most of you don't like when I walk around while I'm using my phone to record. But yeah, I'm a bit inspired to make this video, talk about this a bit, because I had an interesting conversation with a friend last night, and it made me think more about the topic. But as the title says, the exposure, why exposure becomes essential eventually. Or maybe I shouldn't say eventually, but from the beginning is important. But I'll say eventually. I'll just say eventually because I'm gonna give you some examples of what I mean here. But we all know that exposure to the language is very important, very, very important, especially when you start learning more and you get into higher levels and stuff. Now, I feel that when you start off as a beginner, going up like for beginner, I'll say from beginner going to like at least an intermediate level, using books, like any type of resources where you have to read, I think those are very good. They help you build your sentences, help you to communicate, basically help you to put stuff together. But once you really start getting into language in depth, and when I say in depth, I mean like filling certain expressions, filling certain words, then you have to take the language further. Okay, for example, like I had a conversation with someone last night, and I was using certain expressions, and they asked me, "What do you mean by this? What do you mean by that?" And mind you, this person's English is good. Like considering they never left the country, well, they left the country, but they never lived in an English-speaking country, and they basically learned English as a child, going to school and stuff, and then getting older, reading and all that, watching some TV, what have you. But they haven't had the adequate exposure. They haven't been in the environment where the language is spoken. They haven't spent enough time in the environment where the language is spoken on a daily basis. And see, when you don't do that, you're going to miss out on certain things, expressions, just certain things that you have to feel, not just understand, but like understand the words, but you have to feel. I'm gonna give you some examples. Like if I say to you, I'm not playing games with you, something like that, then maybe the first thing that comes to your mind, you thinking like, whoa, you're not playing games with me, you're not playing a computer game with me, or you're not playing, PlayStation or Xbox. That's the first thing that will come to your mind if you haven't really spent the adequate time being exposed to that language. You're confused because, yeah, you're confused because you haven't had that exposure. You understand the words, no problem, but you missed the feeling. You didn't feel what I meant there, you know. And there's a lot of expressions like that in English. I'm pretty sure it's like that in other languages as well. But you have certain things that you say that you have to feel, and if you don't feel them, you're gonna misunderstand what the person mean. Okay, so like I said, when you start off as a beginner, you don't have to worry very much about that because you're just a beginner. You're at the stage of trying to build sentences, put stuff together so you can speak with people. But once you reach that intermediate level and trying to, go on beyond that to advanced or native or whatever, then you have to really do some, you have to take it further by doing that, making a trip to the country and just spending time there around the people. You don't necessarily have to go to the country. If you have a lot of people in your community who speak the language every day, if you hang out with them every day, family, go to parties and what have you, then you can pick up that stuff. But you're not going to pick up them feelings from books. It's not going to work. Like I said, you may see them, you may hear them in some TV show or maybe some video, but you may not get the feeling of what that means. So, yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about that. I think that's very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. And like I said, it's just like that in other languages as well. But yeah, I was I was having a conversation with this person. I was just using certain expressions. And they was like, "Oh, you mean this? You mean that?" I said, "No, no, no." And I had to explain to them what I meant. And it made me think more about it. I was like, wow, English is very difficult because we have a lot of those type of expressions where you think it means this, but it doesn't. And you have to be able to feel the meaning of that. But anyway, it's 5 minutes. It's about lunchtime here. I'm about to feed these girls, so you guys can hear. Today is the twins' birthday, so we're gonna do a little celebration here with them when she gets back, when my wife gets back home, and yeah, that's it. So I just want to make this video, talk a little bit about that, and let me know what you guys think about that, about feeling not just understanding, but feeling the meaning, like having like the emotions and all that, the feeling of that. What do you guys think about that? What do you do to understand those more? Exposure, you get more exposure to the language, or what do you think? So I'm gonna open this up to a discussion. That is it. I'm gonna get back to cooking, and yeah, I look forward to you guys' replies and thoughts on this topic. So that's it. Thanks for viewing, and talk to you guys soon.